Welcome everybody to Rocky Mountain National Park. It's the winter time, it's cold, although today's not as cold as it can be at times. It's going to be windy today, but there's snow all over, and we're going to go explore. We're going to go hiking up to Emerald Lake. We're going to spend time at Dream Lake on the way there and on the way back, and we'll pass through Nymph Lake. It's a fun, not too long of a hike. A little harder in the winter time, but it's just as fun. So dress warm, make sure you got some traction devices on your feet, and we are just gonna go exploring. So come along with me. We're gonna go hiking and taking photos. It's gonna be a couple hours that we'll be here, so I hope that you will sit along and watch while we're hiking and just enjoy the sights. Sit back in the warmth of your living room while I am out in the cold of the Rocky Mountain National Park. So stick along and let's get hiking. Caution, make sure you watch this video. And caution, the trails will be icy. We're gonna walk up this way to the right first. It's not my goal. The goal is to the left. Nymph Lake, Dream Lake, Emerald Lake. That's where we're going. But this is the Bear Lake trailhead. So I'm gonna let everybody watch and see and look at what Bear Lake looks like in the wintertime. Rather windy day today. The trail circles around the lake. There's Bear Lake, almost 95,000 feet. 95,000, whoa, that would be really high. That would be high, 9,475 feet. We are almost 9,500 feet. See where we're at and where we're gonna go. Well, I've been up here in Colorado at my daughter's house. This is my first time up in the mountains since I've been back from California. So, oxygen will be at a premium. Since this is my first trip into the mountains, it takes a few trips to really acclimate and get used to it. So we're gonna go slow, take it easy. See a lot of people here just watching and looking. We're heading that way towards the sun, the blinding sun. This is Bear Lake. To me in the wintertime this is not as pretty because it stays pretty well covered in snow. What's going to be nice when we get up to Dream Lake and Emerald Lake is that it stays very windy up there and it blows the snow off. So you get to see the ice with all of its cracks. All right, off we go. You don't want to dress too light. Maybe I'll do a selfie later, but I'm dressed rather light because I'm going to be hiking. I don't want to get sweaty, by getting too hot. That's one of the #1 rules here is don't get too hot and don't sweat.
Hello.
Hi there. You want to stay warm, but you don't want to sweat because if you stop, the sweat will freeze. Let me back up. I didn't want to get in their way. So we've got half a mile to Nymph Lake. That's a cool small little lake. But Dream Lake is our goal. That's 1.1 miles. And Emerald Lake is a little over half a mile beyond that. It's a really cool lake. Just stuck in between the peaks of the mountains. I have this mapped out with all trails. It's actually harder, or it's easier to get lost in the wintertime than in the summertime. The trails are less obvious. Lake Hayaya, I don't know if I ever say that right, is this direction, but sometimes the trail is snowed over and really hard to find. But the trail is usually pretty good here to Dream Lake and Emerald Lake. Hi there. You notice that guy had snowshoes on. I would say for this trail, unless you're going right after a snowfall, it's not needed. I do have ice cleats on though. Because especially once you get on the lakes, since they're ice covered, easy to slip if you don't have the ice cleats. Hi there. Hey there.
Hello.
Hey there.
Hello.
Good. During the daytime, the trail seems really obvious, but if you stay to sunset, the trail becomes not as obvious when you come back. Look at this spot here. I'll turn around for a second. Because at night, the light's hitting this below us, because hopefully you have your headlamp, which I brought along. And then what you're going to do is, you're going to see this set of tracks going off. So you're going to think that's the trail. And don't ask me how I know that, because it's happened to me a time or two. Fortunately, I know my way around, and I realized when that happened, I stopped and backtracked back up to this main trail and then continued on. And so that's what you should do as well. If that happens, just backtrack. Hey there.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good.
Gotta get a lay down.
Sunset. Uh-huh. Hey there.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Hi there.
That makes more sense.
Hey there. Thanks. Hey there. This looks kind of cool, huh? Going underneath some fallen trees. Now when it's snow on it, so that's super neat. All right, so it looks like we've gone a half a mile because here's Nymph Lake. You'll see tracks all over, but we want to go to the right where they're going. Set my tripod down. Actually could just go straight across because the trail goes right up there, and there is a little offshoot of the trail that comes down there. But I'm just going to take the official trail. See, if we go over by where they're at, well, we'll have the sun in our eyes. But you can see some people coming down right here. See where they've kind of cut down and they're doing this. I like to just go the official way that I hike when there is no snow or ice on the lake. You can See a bunch of people right there coming down, coming across. Sun's still right in our eyes, but you can see how pretty this is starting to look. Trail's gonna start getting a little steeper after this. It's been kind of a gentle incline. I didn't have to take any rest stops on this first part, but you can probably tell I was still breathing a little heavy. That's for in the summertime, they don't want you walking over that way. Here's the official trail. This one we're probably gonna have to take a few stops. When I'm acclimated to the altitude, I don't need to, but I can tell I'm going to need to this time. So I've been trying to just keep my pace at a kind of a consistent, slower pace, so I didn't have to stop on the way up. I've seen some people that weren't in shape that just kind of tried to rush it, and they're exhausted. So slow and steady wins the race when it comes to mountains. Here we go. It's kind of a cool looking spot. I was going to change gloves, put my mittens on, but usually, actually, once we get up here, there's a cool little spot to take photos from. You have to be careful though. This snow kind of masks the drop-offs that are up ahead. It actually gets kind of narrow, but you wouldn't know it from with the snow like that. Let's widen up a little bit. I prefer it when there's fresh fallen snow, so there's snow in all the leaves and branches and stuff, but It's still really pretty. I love the winter time.
Didn't think about that part of it, but that's okay. Actually, it's working out.
Hey there.
Hey there.
Hi.
Be careful.
Thanks. Looks really pretty, huh? I think I need to take a photo here. Good time to catch my breath and take a photo. You can see from here just how deep the snow is. I would call that 3.5 feet on top of that rock. Oh, a little bit of snow still on the trees there. We're getting higher, it's getting colder, so the snow's gonna last longer. I think this section here is in shade more. See, some people went off trail here a little bit, and you see how deep they're, I don't know if you can tell for sure, but how deep they step down into that snow. That's dangerous to do. Best to stay on the trail. How cool that looks. Some more people, I don't know if you can see the trails down there. Look like they circumvented the trail there. Again, I'll repeat, stay on the trail for your safety. I'm not sure if you can tell here how narrow the trail is here. So maybe 2 feet at most. So if other people are here, it pays to be a friendly and considerate hiker and step to the side. And typically it's still let the uphill climbers go by. They have the right of way. Not a lot of clear spots along here, so I'm gonna set the tripod up, but I'm not gonna use it for you guys. I'll just operate my camera one-handed. Here's the photo that I was just taking. There we go, that's the photo I was taking. Add a little contrast to that. It's gonna look really, really pretty. But for now, back to wide angle. Here comes somebody. See, I'll step aside.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Hello there. And well, technically, I was the uphill climber there. I pulled off because I had a spot to stop and had room to move over, so that's part of just being courteous. No matter who has the right of way, just be courteous. Yep.
Yeah, that's what we want to hear. You want to hear that push, crunch,
It can
crunch.
get slippery going downhill.
Yeah, that's why we want to make sure to get that crunch, crunch.
Yep.
And we know we've got
Yep.
a grip.
Yep, and you're not even eating Rice Krispies and you still get the crunch. Yep. Yep. There you go. Yeah, I won't be videoing the heading back part because it'll be too dark. But as I mentioned to them, going downhill, it's definitely a lot slipperier. That's why it's good to have these little ice cleats on, even when you're here, it's just flat and there's no ice. The snow can get really packed and really slippery very easily. Very pretty.
How's it going?
Good.
We're about to get to a little bit of a steep part.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks. Uh-oh.
Are you good, Sid?
Yeah, I'm good. Huh?
Oh, never mind.
Used his butt.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah. Yeah, it's slippery going downhill. All right, hope the rest goes better. Thanks. Hopefully you guys saw, see he didn't have cleats on, he had hiking shoes that had lugs on them, but the lugs won't help you here. Okay, so this is a spot where it's like really open, if you can get it. After that, it's gonna close back in. I can see, I don't know if you guys can see, but I can see that guy's skid marks sliding all the way down this. He's gonna be really careful to be safe. See the grooves built in there. Hey there, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Hey there. Somebody lost a Crestable. Stick it in my bag. You're just about to Dream Lake. See how low the sun is there. You check the time once we get up here. See what time it is. Although Emerald Lake isn't too much further. Make sure we have time. Hear the wind really picking up here. The wind will howl like crazy through here. I brought a second layer. This is where I'll put my rain jacket on. Not expecting rain, but it works as a great windbreaker. A lot of snow packed in this one. Where those people are, you often see cross-country skiers skiing this way because the wind is so strong. Usually around across here, they don't even have to do anything. The wind just pushes them. Yeah, it snow's really packed out. It's pretty rare. Usually it's just clear ice here. See the ice? So look cool at sunset though. Get some nice reflections here. Hard to see for sure, but it looks like the ice is close to a foot thick. Here. It's so strong. I'm going to need to let down the legs on my tripod so it's not so high when I set you guys on it. Set you guys down for a second. Widen the legs a little bit. Get you guys a lower view while I take some photos. I'll give you guys a quick view before I put my jacket on so you guys can see what I have, what I'm wearing. It's a little windy. It's rocking the camera a little bit. Really, even with the legs wide on this tripod, it's rocking it pretty good, so I don't want to get too far away from it. I want you guys to go flying in the wind. I'm going to switch and put my windbreaker jacket on. A few things that you guys might have saw. And I'm going to take a few drinks here. I actually didn't drink at all on the hike up here, but I should. So I'm going to. It's easy to dehydrate in the high altitude and also with it. check the time. I hadn't checked the time yet. It's 4:20. So according to this, we've gone 1.5 miles already. Almost at 10,000 feet here. It's 4:20. We've got time to get to Emerald Lake, I would say, so you guys can see that and get back. I've switched from gloves to mittens. Got my mittens on now, got my gloves off. Mittens are much more effective at keeping your fingers warm. Tripod. Let's get the angle of this back to where it was. And get back to the path across the lake. Go. So you guys, here we go. You guys see this is nice. Wind just causes the ice to just have just never stops enough for it to freeze flat. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the wind is definitely picked up. It's picked up a lot. The wind is crazy. I actually want to take a photo here. Tighter spot. I don't know if you guys can see. Maybe I'll zoom in a minute, but have my tripod just flew over. Alright, into the wind we go. Once we get across the lake, the wind will die back down because we'll be in the trees again. We're in the open. It's crazy. That's why I put my face mask on. Photo time, sorry. Gotta take it before we go. But the conditions won't be the same when we come back, so I gotta take it while I can. Just a little bit more. A little bit more. Tripod laying by its lonesome out there. Switch on my right hand back to my left, right, because it's hard to operate my camera with the mitten. I'm liking the reflections, huh? Should be really nice at sunset. Forget I have my ice cleats on. I wouldn't walk on the ice if I didn't have them. I'd be being blown across it if I just had my hiking or my snow boots on. So pretty, huh? Come somebody. Here. All right, let me adjust a couple things. And away we go. You see the wind's died down already, huh? So you can hear the difference. I can feel the difference. It's just so incredibly pretty here. This will have the steepest part of the inclines. Might not be able to tell by the video, but you might be able to tell by how many times I stop now. The winds carved an area around that rock. Or the boulder. Always pays to turn around once in a while and look the way you came. So you know what it's going to look like when you head back. More snow piled up here. You can see some people stepped off the trail. They didn't step very far before they decided to come back. Let these people get by. We're almost there. Looks like you're skiing.
I know, it feels like it.
Uh-huh.
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, I love it up there.
Yeah, you're frequent?
Pretty often, yeah.
That's awesome. Enjoy.
Thanks. Yeah, pretty often up here, but my first time this winter. Glad I finally made it. You can see they didn't have any cleats on. The ones I'm using is by Yak Tracks. They're kind of my favorite. Several companies make them and they all look a little different. But these Yak Tracks ones are, I think, the most versatile. Very steep in this section. Again, you might not tell, but it is steep. That's where we came from. And up is where we're going. Getting there. These steep sections, you can see there's a flat section out there, but to the side here, you can see where it's almost like steps. So that's what I'm using, even though I got the cleats on, I'm stepping in those steps. Helps give a little better traction. How cool that looks. Hey there.
Hey.
Good. You're getting windier again, huh? It's going to open up right on the other side of where those came off from. Hey there.
Hello.
Almost there. They're going off the track. See, they're off the trail. They're sinking in. We'll wait for them to get by. Good chance to catch my breath a little bit. Although I'm not doing too bad. Hey there. Uh-oh.
That tree came out of nowhere.
Came out to hug you. Yeah. Tree huggers unite, right?
Have fun.
All right, thanks. We are so close. Even with the cleats on, I can feel it's getting a little slippery here. Snow's blowing over the trail. Yeah, the trail's up here where I'm at. Everybody's been stepping down below. I can see how soft it is. Snow blew over the trail there. Made it harder to see. I know I keep saying we're almost there. I should have kept saying 5 more minutes, huh? But we are now almost there. down there. Look at how awesome that looks. I think I should take a photo from back up here before we get down there. Sorry if you're bouncing around a little bit. Photographing with a Nikon Z8 with the 24-200 lens. That's the main lens camera I've been using. I also have a Nikon Z6 III with, well actually, take it back. I have the Nikon Z6 II here with the 16 Viltrox 16mm f1.8. I brought it extra weight, but it's wider. So for shots like this where it doesn't quite fit in checking just to make sure everything's sharp. Yep, looking good. So I brought it along for these spots where the 24 it just isn't quite wide enough. But I still want to, holding like 3 things in my arms. The tripod was starting to slip, sorry about that. I think while I'm got the rope off, switching back to my glove for my right hand, as I had mentioned. Oh, let's get your guys back that way. And fingers won't stay as warm. But I can pretty much operate my camera with the glove still on. Right now I'm having to take my mitten off every time. That's not that good. Anyways, back to go. But isn't this just really pretty? This might actually be a prettier shot than down in the lake, because pretty much the lake sets down so low here that unlike Dream Lake, you never really get the snow to blow off of it, so you don't really see the ice here. Or at least I've never really seen ice here. Maybe early in the year before it really starts snowing and the lake just freezes. Here we go, you guys. We are almost there. Yeah, this with Emerald Lake, you're down in so far. This is where you really want a wide angle lens, or you're gonna have to shoot pano and stitch it. This is the normal spot where you go to photograph it, because there's a lake. The guy would be walking on the edge of it. And there we go. You can see how this is a wide angle lens I have on the camera right now for the video, and you can see how it just kind of barely fits this whole area in. If the lake was there, it'd be from side to side. And like if you wanted to photograph sunset like during the summer or something like that, where you don't mind being up here as late because it's not as cold, you could see with try to put it down for a second. You can see you don't get much sky, so if you really wanted like a sunset, when the clouds are going off, I mean, you'd only get just a little bit. Let me zoom in a little bit to simulate what a 24 millimeter for reference. Right. So this is what a 24 millimeter would look like. So you'd see, unless you went vertical, you couldn't get the lake and the peaks. In the wintertime, the lake really doesn't matter that much since it's just, you know, it's just snow. So as a photographer, you know, I'm more, but just for reference, if you guys ever come up to the Rocky Mountain National Park, want to come up here and hike, let you know that you really want to have a wide angle lens here. Let's get wider. There we go. Snow blanket all the way in here. Like I said, normally, see this tree here? Back down a little bit. I'll show you what the, normally the lake is down to about here. So my tripod's sitting there. So during the summertime, you'd be sitting on these rocks and whatever. That's where you'd sit and enjoy it. Look at that cool tree. Is that a cool tree or what? Super cool, huh? Well, let me take some photos. You got a guy back there. Maybe I'm in his way. We're gonna take some photos. I'll set the tripod up and sit you guys on it. Take some photos and we'll head back down to Dream Lake. How's it going? Good. right, everybody feel getting pelted in the face with the snow? Somebody. I don't know about you, but yeah, I had to turn my face because it was pelting my face there. Taking some more photos here. It's really pretty. I'm gonna have to plug you guys in a minute. If you can tell, but is it focusing? It's having a hard time focusing. Sorry about that. Focus, focus. Maybe because of all the wind blowing all the snow. But I zoomed in and took a few photos kind of like this a little bit. I think it looks really cool. And some like this. Looks really cool. And some like this. What I'm going to it's time to head back to Dream Lake. Say goodbye to Emerald Lake. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. I did. A little windy, fingers got a little cold. Overall not doing too bad, but yeah, that wind is a little crazy if you can hear it. Hopefully it'll be a really pretty sunset. I'm hoping anyways. Never know. But I'm hoping it is. Even with my cleats on, it's a little slippery here in spots. That spot where everybody was walking off trail because they didn't know where the trail was. Tell. Up here on the trail. Come down here. Look out for that branch. You can see some nice clouds forming to the east, although primarily we would be photographing to the west from where we were at, but we can get some angles to photograph to the east as well. When we get back down to Dream Lake, I'll find a spot, well, we'll see what time it is, and then I'll probably find a spot out of the wind a little bit. I'll go off to the side here a little bit. take step in the steps, as I said, instead of the main track there. Some nice steps here to help us so we don't slip. So even though I've been up here a bunch of times, I'm using the program called All Trails. I mean, I haven't had to look at it because I can follow the trail, but when it gets dark, it's nice to be able to look at that. As I said, it's really easy with the snow and the dark to get off trail. So if I get to a spot where I'm just not 100% certain, I can look at it. But I'm also running a second program. It's my running app for when I run, which also has a map feature in it. And I can see where we, because it'll have the track of where we came up, so I can look at it, just make sure we're on it for when we go back down. I have 2 backup batteries with me, and 2 USB-C cords, just in case. Batteries don't last as long, you know, in the cold. So the backup batteries I have I have them in inside pockets in my jacket, so they've got some body warmth, so they maintain their power and don't get drained. One second, I have to stop and feel something there in my pocket. Hope everybody's enjoyed this video so far. If you are watching, please hit that like and subscribe button. Please help the Focal World channel to grow. Really appreciate that. And check out all the content on the channel. I have a whole lot of different things on the channel to choose from. So I'm sure you'll find something that you would like. Ooh, there we are, almost back to Dream Lake. I can see it in the distance. How about you guys? I can see little patches of ice. entered right over there. You can see between the trees there where the trail is. And at least we got our back to the wind right here, so we're not getting pelted in the face with the snow. But I plan on turning around in a few spots here. See how nice the clouds look going that way from down here. Just have to come over on this side of the lake. Photograph like that, huh? Put you guys back down for a second so I can take a few photos. There you go. Enjoy the view while I take some photos. Okay, away we go. Hope you guys enjoyed that view for a little bit. I'm hoping every one of you is warmer than I am, although I'm comfortable. But it is a little nippy here. Dressed for it. Marks the spot there. Kind of cool, huh? Photograph it that way. We're going to go around it. Don't want to mess it up. And we'll photograph it looking back the other way. Is that neat or not? I'll say yes it is for you. It is neat. Back up just a little bit more. With the snow. If we were in the desert, we'd be getting sand blasted in our face, and here we're getting snow blasted. Back there to photograph. I usually prefer to photograph back here, but now that we've been to Emerald Lake, we have a little more time to explore and see what's going on. Understand why white there. Way with those clouds back there. We'll go around it, turn around, see what it looks like going the other direction. I sure hope all of you enjoyed hiking around here in the wintertime. Some of you, maybe you don't get to experience winters like this. So you can experience it with this. There you being blown across. Those open ice areas. I want to center that a little bit more. I don't want it quite off to the side like that. I want to go more like this because I didn't want that big wide open space that was there over on that side. Up a little bit here, carefully walking backward on the ice. I don't want to lose some perspective of that open area. But the 24mm on the Z8 only gets so wide. What do you guys think? Pretty cool? I say pretty cool. Ice patterns there coming up. Need to back up a little bit more though. There we go. photos from here as well. So I think the better ones were a little further up. Sometimes you just don't know. Got the ice cleats on. I'm walking very carefully. I'm not taking big steps. I'm making sure each of my feet feel secure as I step. Because especially with the wind can just blow you across this lake. So we don't want that. What you see right there in the foreground is actually footprints from when people walked here and stepped down, and it got like reverse frozen. Kind of weird, but I think it's actually kind of adding a cool touch to the photo. Might be getting too thick for some really good color around the peaks, but we'll see. What I'm going to do is get back here to the end, find a spot, set you guys down, plug in the battery, get you guys a little more power, get you guys some juice up here. some snow to put the camera, the legs from the tripod, so this doesn't get blown too much. Plugged in, get you angled up a little bit. There we go. Let me get you plugged in and go grab something to eat. Sunset. Believe it or not, we didn't get any nuclear colors, we didn't get any crazy cool colors, we didn't get a hint of colors. Well, we did going looking to the west. Remember I told you how the clouds looked like they were getting a little bit of golden color. That was it. So I'm going to wrap this up. Hope everybody's enjoyed this video. It's getting dark, so it's going to be hard to video going back. But I hope everybody enjoyed this. Let me wave goodbye to you guys, and I'll come back and say goodbye. You know what? Sometimes nature throws you a curveball. Just when I thought there wasn't going to be a sunset, and I went so far as to pack up all the gear and start hiking down the trail. About 100 feet down the trail, there come the colors from the sunset. Here I thought it was getting blocked out, but nature threw us a curveball. So I ran back down onto the lake, onto the ice, took a bunch of photos, and they look incredible, I think. So stick around and watch them. So since I'm giving you a warning, you won't be as surprised as I was. But just stick around. I would really appreciate it. Enjoy what the sunset was. We almost got it on the video, but you're going to be able to see the photos. And then afterwards, please hit that like button and comment, subscribe, and then also share the channel. Thank you so much for you guys helping to share and helping the channel to grow. It's really, really appreciated. So until next time, when we can maybe get one surprised again by nature, have a great day or a great evening, and we shall see you again. Thanks so much for watching, and don't go anywhere. Stick around. Here comes the sunset.